Hello everyone. So what we are going to discuss right now will be the laws of exponents. So we are going to apply this one in our multiplication and division of polynomials. So the first one will be the product rule. So what do we have here for the product rule? As long as you multiply the same variable or the same basis, like for example, x squared times x raised to 3, then you just need to add the exponents. If you are multiplying again the same basis or same variables, then you just need to add their exponents. So that is x raised to 2 plus 3. And that will give us an answer of x raised to 5. Okay? Another one. If we have here y raised to 8 and then to be multiplied by y, so this one will be y raised to 8 plus 1. So that will be equal to y raised to 9. Okay. And if we have here 7x raised to 6 times negative 3x raised to 5, therefore, it will be negative 21x raised to 11. Okay, so that is the product rule. Now, the next one will be about the quotient rule. So what do we have here for the quotient rule? So for the quotient rule, if you divide the same variable or same basis, then therefore you are going to subtract the exponents. So let's say I have x raised to 7 and that is to be divided by x raised to 2. So that is x raised to 7 minus 2 is equal to x raised to 5. Okay? Another one. If I have y raised to 15 all over y, then that is y raised to 15 minus 1. So what is y raised to 15 minus 1? It's y raised to 14. Okay? And if we have here 26x raised to 11 all over 2x raised to 3, then our answer must be 13x raised to 8. Very good. Okay? So the product rule, that is to add the exponents if you have the same base. But for the quotient rule, we just need to subtract the exponents if you are dividing the same variable. Okay po? Sige. The next one. Okay, so the next one will be the power of a power. So yung power na may power pa ulit. So what is this power of a power rule? So that means if you're going to have here an x raised to 5 and then another exponent outside the parentheses, then you are going to multiply the exponents. Okay, so that means it's x raised to 5 times 2. So what is x raised to 5 times 2? That will be x raised to 10. Okay? Another one, if we have y raised to 11, and that is again being raised to 4. So that is y raised to 11 times 4. And our final answer will be y raised to 44. Okay? Next, What if we have the fourth one, and that is power of a product? So product, so that means if I have here x raised to 3 and y squared, and you have an exponent outside, like this one, then that will be power of a product. Why? Because it's x cubed y squared. That means it's x cubed times y squared. So what are we going to do with this one? So dito, hindi tayo pwedeng magdamot. We need to share. Okay? So that is by distributing this exponent outside the parentheses to the ones inside. So that is x raised to 3 times 3, and also the same with y raised to 2 times 3. So, yan yung sinasabing bawal tayong magdamot. We need to share sa lahat ng nasa loob ng parentheses. Okay? So, that is x raised to 9, y raised to 6. Okay? Another one, if we have here 3 x raised to 12, y raised to 5, and then again, that is being raised to 2 outside the parentheses. So, lahat po ha. So, ibig sabihin, ultimo yung number, bibigyan mo din ng exponent. So, that is 3 squared x raised to 12 times 2 y raised to 5 times 2. So that is, to simplify, 3 squared is 3 times 3. The answer is 9. X will be 24 raised to 24. And y will be raised to 10. Okay po? So that is for the power of a product. So if we have here 2 x raised to 13 y, and then we want it to be raised to 4. So, what is 2 raised to 4? That's 16. How about x raised to 13, and that is being raised to 4? That is x raised to 42. And then, how about that y? Since y will only be raised to 1, 1 times 4 is 4. So that will be our answer. Okay? Or rather, this x raised to 42 is 52. 52 po pala. Sorry po. Yan. So it's x raised to 52. For the correction. Okay? And then the next one will be about the power of a quotient. So, meron tayong dinidivide. For example, we have here x raised to 5 all over y raised to 2. Yan. And then that is being raised to 7. So, basta usapan, lahat ng nasa loob ng parentheses, lalagyan po natin o isi-share natin yung nasa labas. So, that is x raised to 5 times 7 all over y raised to 2 times 7. So, that will be x raised to 35 all over y raised to 14. Another one, if we have here 2x raised to 8 all over y raised to 15, and that is being raised to 5. So, of course, again, even though it's a number, we need to give it the exponent outside the parentheses. So, that is 2 raised to 5 x raised to 8 times 5 all over y raised to 15 times 5. So simplify. 2 raised to 5 will give us an answer of 32 x raised to 40 all over y raised to 75. Okay? So that is the power of a quotient. So basta, ang magiging usapan po natin dito ay bawal magdamot. Lahat ng nasa loob ng parenthesis ay dapat pong bigyan ng mga exponent o ng exponent na nasa labas ng parenthesis. Klaro po ba yon? Okay, very good. The next one will be about the negative exponent. So what do we have here for the negative exponent? Sir, is it possible to have a negative exponent? Yes po. Posible po na magkaroon tayo ng negative na exponent. Sa paanong paraan? Okay? Sa paraan na kung saan kapag nag-divide po kayo ng same variable at then the result will be a negative exponent. So for example, let's say it's x raised to 5 divided by x raised to 8. So that is x raised to 5 minus 8. That will give us an answer of x raised to 3. But, hindi tayo pwede magkaroon ng answer na negative exponent. So what are we going to do if we have the negative exponent? We just need to get the reciprocal and that will eliminate the negativity of the exponent. So if this is x raised to negative 3, the reciprocal will be 1 over x cubed. O, nakita po ninyo? After writing the reciprocal of this one, then the negativity of the answer became positive 1 or a positive 3. Tinanggal ko na yung pagiging negative niya after writing the reciprocal of the given. Another one. If I have x raised to negative 9, then that will be written as 1 over x raised to 9. What if I have here 1 over x raised to negative 7? Nasa denominator na siya. So, paano na po yung paraan na yun? So, basta reciprocal, pagpapalitin nga po, ililipat siya ng pwesto mula dun sa kanya. So, that is x raised to 7. Paano po kung meron akong 2x raised to negative 10? Tingnan maigi. Sino lang po ang naka-raise to negative exponent? Si x lang. So, ibig sabihin, si x lang dapat ang mapalitan ng pwesto. Si 2, as is pa din. And then, si x, pupunta na po dito sa denominator. Okay? Sige po. Kung ang given naman po sa atin ay x raised to negative 4, y raised to negative 8. Hala sir, pareho na po yan na meron pong negative exponent. So ano po ang dapat na gawin? E di since yung isa ay nasa numerator at isa nasa denominator, then that will be y raised to 8 all over x raised to 4. Eh kaso parang medyo naging makulit si Sir Cruz. X raised to negative 6 all over y raised to 13. O, sino lang ang may negative exponent? Si x. So, ibig sabihin, si x lang ang magpapalit ng pwesto. Ang iiwan ni x doon ay wala ng ibang number. So, that means we need to write 1. So, that's x raised to 6, y raised to 13. So, that is the negative exponent. Okay? So, for the zero exponents, so anything that is being raised to 0, then that will be equal to 1. So, if I have x raised to 0, then that will be 1. y raised to 0, that is 1. 9x raised to 0, that is 9 times 1, simply 9. Kasi ang naka-raise to 0 lang po ay si x. So that's why 9 times 1 is equal to 9. Okay? And then, if I have here 7xy raised to 0, so since lahat po yan magiging raised to 0, then that will be 1. Okay po? So, let's try to have more examples. So, if I have here x raised to 5, y raised to 8, all over x raised to 3, y raised to 2, and then square outside. So if we can simplify anything inside the parentheses, then let us simplify first. So the x raised to 5 and x raised to 3, y raised to 8 to y raised to 2. So that will give us an answer. X squared, y raised to 6, and then saka tayo mag square outside. So that will give us a final answer of x raised to 4, y raised to 12. Very good. If I have here 18, x raised to 12, y raised to 15, all over 3x raised to 7, y raised to 2, then 18 divided by 3, so we need to divide the number. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. X raised to 12 divided by x raised to 7 is x raised to 5. And then y raised to 15 rather divided by y raised to 2 is y raised to 13. So therefore, our answer here will be, or that is our final answer already. Okay. Okay, so that is already our final answer. And if we have here 9x raised to 11, y raised to 13, all over 3x raised to 2, y raised to 15. So that will give us an answer of 9 divided by 3, it's 3. X raised to 11 divided by x raised to 2, x raised to 9. And your y will be y raised to negative 2. Oh. Kaso hindi tayo pwedeng tumanggap ng negative na exponent. So ano gagawin? Since nandoon na siya, that will be 3x raised to 9 at dahil siya lang ang may negative exponent, siya lang ang dapat na malipat ng pwesto. Is that clear? Okay. So, if we have 15 x raised to 9, y raised to 12, all over 25 x raised to 13, y raised to 13. Paano yun, sir? How about 15 over 25? Hindi naman po siya magkakaroon ng perfect answer. So, let us get the lowest term. What is the lowest term of 15 over 25? So, both numbers are divisible by 5. Okay? So, 3 over 5. Then, how about the x raised to 9 divided by x raised to 13? That will give us an answer of x raised to negative 4. And the y will be y raised to negative 1. So, parehong variable yung may negative exponent. So, that is 3 over 5x raised to 4, y raised to 1, or simply y. Okay po? So, why don't you try this one? pause this video, then try to answer. So therefore, let's start to simplify what is inside the parentheses first, and that is 2x raised to 15 y raised to 8. Then cube outside the parentheses. So lahat bibigyan na ng cube. So that is 2 cube or simply 8. X raised to 15 will be x raised to 45 and y will be raised to 24. Okay? So that's it for the laws of exponents. Thank you.